Okay, so this is my first attempt to make a tutorial about the animated gradient. You can see I'm here on Brandon Zamora's portfolio page. I will provide this on Datatech Studio as well, but I've got this animated gradient that I was very impressed with. Very easy to use and really adds a lot of pizzazz to your project. So this is actually a link to the page. I've got a link to just the file itself. So on some of these, you have to go and find out where that file is. They have it hosted on Google Drive, just like I will, and then you can download the file. You would, of course, move that file into your App Inventor project folder. Now, you'll notice I have already downloaded it once. You don't want that parentheses in there, so I'm going to go ahead and try moving that into my OneDrive App Inventor project folder. Okay, once it's in there, now when I'm on MIT App Inventor, I can put it into the projects. Let me find my project here. I've just got a blank project to do some tests. And here at the bottom of the design is the import extension. I've tried the URL, but I think it works better if you have the file downloaded in a folder and you can go and find it. So here I've got my App Inventor project folder, and a folder with extensions would be a good idea if you're going to do more than one, but I'm importing that file. You have to do it for each separate project, but once it's in the project, you'll have to add it to each screen that you want it on. So it's a non-visible component. So now that it's there, I'll be able to use it, but you need something to use it on. So I'm going to add some layouts and some buttons. I'll start with one layout right here. And let's just do a vertical arrangement like we did for our menu. And I'm going to fill parent with it. So this will basically be our background. And then I'll just center everything and we'll put some buttons on here as well. So if I go up here to user interface and grab a button. So I've got button 1. I'm going to rename that. It's been pointed out to me that they've made a change. So if you do leave a space and you say button fast, it's going to put the underscore in there for you, which is kind of nice. Saves you a little time of typing it. But let's go ahead and now duplicate that after I set its height and width. So I'm going to use a % width. Let's say 50% width. So, that's height. Let's do maybe a 15% of the height and 50% width. And that'll give us some buttons that are big enough for us to see the gradient on and plenty of room around it as well. So I am going to try Control-C, Control-V, and now I've got 4 of them. And that way, renaming them, then I can just say button faster. Doing a fastest, and this one rename, and it can be button normal. I could do a slow as well. Of course, this one's at the bottom. So the text on there, I don't have to worry so much about. You can see the text on the colors, but I will just make it all size 28. And notice it looks like it's doubling up. Of course, I'm on the phone size still. So I'm just going to leave this alone for the moment. I could have and should have done this before I copied and pasted, of course. So I've got my 4th button here. And then let's just change the text here. So this, we'll do that after we decide on our numbers, our values for the speed. I'll also put a label in between each one to make sure that we have a little bit of a gap. Seeing the background between it is going to be make this a little bit nicer, I think. So I'm going to delete that text, and I've got a very basic, I've got a layout. I can give it a gradient, and then I've got 4 buttons, and I will put the number of milliseconds on here for the normal, fast, faster, and the fastest gradient movements.